What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today we have an overview of an older boot, which is this boot right here, the Nike Phantom Vision, which is basically the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 4, but Nike just decided to rename everything after a while. So they got this, the Phantom Venom, and then also the Phantom Vision, which replaced the Magista Obra. Now I feel like this is basically the Phantom 4 just because the Phantom 3 was kind of similar, and basically the shape of the boot is very similar and just basically the same as the Phantom 3, and it just keeps the vibe of the Hypervenom in my opinion. So I feel like this is the unofficial Hypervenom 4. Now the reason why I'm doing this overview is because I just recently wore these cleats the other day and I forgot how good they were. They're a really good pair of cleats, and I just wanted to talk more about it and just bring you back to a nostalgic feeling if you guys did wear this boot. Now the upper on the Phantom Venom was a Flyknit material and it was very thin. It just did have these ridges here, which wasn't really any rubber. It was more just I think knitted material that was just shaped like this. It was physical, so it was raised a little, but it had no grip, and you kind of did feel it a little, but it didn't really provide anything or really didn't really do anything when shooting the ball. It just had more of a firmer sensation when striking here in this area, which felt pretty nice, but it didn't really do anything other than that. Now the knitted upper was a lot thinner than the previous version. The Hypervenom Phantom 3 did have these pods in there, and this basically replaced that with these little stripes here, fins. And I guess people did get excited for this boot because they thought it was more like a power boot with the return of these striking elements, and that wasn't the case. It was just I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't really that evident in the boot in my opinion. The boot overall had the same shape as the Hypervenom Phantom 3. It fit really well. I feel like it was really good for people with wide feet. The sole plate of this boot I really liked. As you guys can see, it just flexes very naturally, and because the upper is so soft, it just goes really well, and it just feels very natural on feet. The stud pattern, as you guys can see, was all these chevrons, which was really aggressive, and it performed really well in terms of traction and bite. Now in terms of comfort, this boot was really comfortable. The heel was nice and padded with this suede, I guess, synthetic suede material. It was just really comfortable. The shape of the boot, like I said, it was pretty wide here in the midfoot. It did have more of a narrow toe box, but the boot still fit pretty well. It did have this lace cover here in the bottom portion of the boot, which honestly I didn't really like because you can't really pull the laces tight from here. You had to pull it from here and just basically it'll just lace up everything else. The boot overall is pretty light, and I feel like a lot of people didn't really notice this boot just because it was very similar to the Vapor and the Superfly at the time. And I feel like for those, since it is a Vapor and a Superfly, people are just going to go over that, and instead of trying out this new Phantom Venom, which is basically the Hypervenom Phantom 4 in my opinion. If Nike left the name Hypervenom Phantom 4, people would probably have picked this boot a lot more than they actually did. I feel like since they did change the name, it wasn't as attractive. I feel like it did get a little bit of hype with this striking element here, but other than that, I feel like the hype died down. I feel like just a lot of people prefer the Vapor and the Superfly in my opinion. But after trying these boots again, I just found them really fun. The touch on the ball is great. It is on the thinner side. You do get this dimpled texture that adds a little bit of grip on the ball, not that much compared to the waxy finish that we did get on the original Hypervenom. And then with the Hypervenom Phantom 3, we didn't really get that. But this added a little bit more texture, and it just provided a little bit more grip on the ball. And overall, I just think this boot was a really good performer. The lockdown was really good. As you guys can see, it did have fly wire in the upper from here. You guys can see all these little lines, and that didn't really take away the softness of the boot. It was just there to reinforce the upper, and it did that really well. Let me know in the comments if you guys did try this boot. Let me know if you guys really liked it, or if you guys prefer something else, or did you guys prefer the previous Hypervenom Phantom 3. So now I'm going to put some free kicks that I was taking with this boot, and we'll get to that. So I just wanted to make this quick video just because like I said, I did recently take these boots and I forgot how good they were. If you guys did enjoy this type of video, like me, like giving an overview of an older boot and taking them out to the field, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to do that with like other cleats in my collection, like older boots, like talk about them a little and then see them in action on the field. It's something fun that I can do, and I feel like it's something nice to see, like older boots still in action. I feel like if this boot was out right now, it would still be a pretty good option, but like I said, it's still similar to the Vapor 15, so I feel like people would still tend to go with the Vapor 15 over this boot if it was out in the market right now. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. Also, make sure to subscribe. We are actually growing a lot in the past couple of weeks, so thank you guys for that. We already hit 2,000 subscribers. I think we're already heading to 2.2k, so that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.